All right, here are solutions to quiz 7 from Math 60. Let's see, in the first question, the only question, we're given this linear equation right here. It is in fact linear because we just have numbers in front of y's and numbers in front of x's and other numbers floating around here, everything added and subtracted. And what we're asked to do is find the coordinate pair that represents the x-intercept. Okay, so the x-intercept, I don't know, it might help you to see the graph. The x-intercept is when we cross our x-axis right here. And that's going to happen when the height, when the y value is equal to 0. So we got x-intercept is when y equals 0. And so you look up at this equation right here, and if y equals 0, 2 times 0 just goes away, and what we're left with is 10 plus 4x equals 0. So all we got to do is solve this equation right here for x, subtract 10 from both sides, and you'll get 4x equals negative 10. Divide both sides by 4, and you get x equals negative 10 fourths, or negative 5 halves, or negative 2.5, whatever you want. But it wants the coordinate pair. So this is the x value, and this is the y value. So our answer is negative 5 halves, comma, 0. Maybe this gets a box around it or something. All right, part B is pretty similar, except now we want to find the y-intercept. So that's saying when do we cross this y-axis right here, this vertical number line. And that happens when the x value is equal to 0. So we're like, all right, x equals 0. Look up at our equation. If x equals 0, this will just go away. And all we'll be left with is 10 minus 2y equals 0. How do you want to do this? You could add 2y to both sides, although I suspect most of you would subtract 10 from both sides instead. Either way is fine. We'll just have to divide by a negative in this case, and we'll get y equals negative 10 over negative 2, which is just 5. But remember, they want a coordinate pair, so we got our x value is 0, our y value is 5, so our answer is 0, 5. And finally, on to part C, or no, on to part C, I guess there's a part D also. Use parts A and B to sketch the graph of the solution set of this equation. All right, so we draw our axis, and then we say, all right, 0, 5 right here is our y-intercept. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got that point right there. And to draw the graph of a line, we need one more point. Unfortunately, we have one more point. Negative 5 halves, which is the same as negative 2.5, and 0. And that's our x-intercept. So let's see, if this is negative 2, this is negative 3. Somewhere right in there is negative 2.5. And if we connect those 2 points with this straight line, I'll try my best. Almost straight. That right there is the solution set to our equation. All right, on to part D. If we extended this line far enough, would it go through this crazy point right here? All right, 1,000 way over to the right, 2005 way up top. Hard to tell just from looking at a graph. So what we could do is go back to our original equation. 10 minus 2y plus 4x equals 0. 10 minus 2y plus 4x equals 0. This line will go through this point if this point satisfies this equation. Right? So kind of a different way to look at things. This is our x value 1,000. This is our y value 2005. So what we want to know is 10 minus 2 times 2005 plus 4 times 1,000 in fact equal to 0. Sorry for the big numbers. I just wanted to make it pretty clear that you shouldn't try to draw the graph and figure it out that way. I didn't want you guys to go down the wrong path, so I thought this might help, even though I know these numbers are kind of a pain to deal with no calculator. 2 times 2005. Well, 2 times 2,000 is 4,000, and 2 times 5 is 10. So what we're left with is 4,010. And 4 times 1,000, that's not too bad. That's just 4,000. So if this ends up being true, then it does go through this point. Let's see, 10 minus 4,010 is negative 4,000 plus 4,000 is 0. So in fact, that does work. So yes, it would go through 1,000, 2005 because this. I don't know. Maybe you can give a better explanation, but something like that, because it satisfies this equation, right? The equation represents the solutions. All right, hopefully that makes sense. That's the end of the quiz.